Hold on. Test 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 2. Test 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn that camera off. Hold on. Test 2, 3, 4, 5. Test 2. Live from the VIA 313 booth, high above Dragon Stadium in Round Rock, Texas. This is Game Time Broadcasting with the call tonight as your Round Rock Dragons host the Manor Mustangs. On the call with me, this is Bob Slocum, is Justin the Priest, and Hank Oppel. How's it going tonight, guys? I guess I got nobody with headsets on, so we're going to just go ahead. Let's get into the Round Rock Dragons coming off an absolute dominating back-to-back performances. Some of the highlights of last week, Jack Oppel went down on like the second play of the game. In comes Dove Stickler, 18 for 21 passing, 324 yards, and 2 touchdowns. From a rushing perspective, it was Brady Cochran, 18 carries, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Ryan Cerwaitis, 6 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. And Alex Cochran, 5 carries, 26 yards. And Garrett Gillen carried the ball 4 times for an impressive 64 yards. From a receiving perspective, Daniel Berry would lead the way with 9 receptions, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Dylan Yeager, 3 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Dylan Harper, 3 catches, 55 yards. Carson Griffin, 3 catches, 66. And finally, Brady Cochran hauled in 1 pass for 11 yards. More importantly, we're talking absolute dominance. You're looking at 22 first downs compared to Cedar Ridge's 7. 204 yards rushing compared to 91. They would only give up 17 yards in the air, which is absolutely astounding when you look at them coming off the first 2 weeks against Shoemaker and then later Temple. So what do you guys think, and what are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, it's good to see the Dragons. I feel like they're really catching their stride as we're entering kind of the meat of district play. And coming in facing Manor, even though they are winless in districts, they're still dangerous. You can't overlook any team in our district. And you certainly, I know Coach Moore is working on keeping the guys focused because a lot of teams are a lot better than their record might indicate. So this is not a team that we can sleep on. They've got some guys that can throw it, catch it. I know they've got some incredible running backs. So we'll see. We need to make sure the Dragons stay good and focused and really keep that momentum going as they get deeper into district.
And we know we had some technical difficulties. Sorry for starting this broadcast a little bit late. We're going to jump to coaches' meeting right now and then come back, catch the beginning of the game. We're also trying to add some audio tonight, so let's see what the experience is like. We'll be back in a minute. All right, Bob Slocum here with Game Time Broadcasting, here with Coach Moore ahead of Week 6. Coach, pretty dominating back-to-back games that we had. Yeah. I mean, what was the light switch here? I mean, it's almost like 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Well, let's say the first 2, you had Vista Ridge, which I still think we could have and should have pulled out, and then a completely different team the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's been really fun to watch, man. I love the kids just growing up and just getting some valuable experience underneath their belt. It's just making less mistakes. It's mainly what it is, like less busts, less, mistakes, less missed tackles, that kind of thing. And that's just, if I'm talking about defense specifically, that is mainly what I'm talking about right now. But even offensively, like just having guys going out there and just controlling the clock and understanding our tempo but also, way less mistakes. And so that's the major difference between the two teams, if you would.
Mm-hmm. Defensively, let's dive into that a little bit because you're coming off a really good performance at McNeil against McNeil, and then this weekend you only allowed 108 yards.
Yeah.
And I know we've had some substitutions, obviously normal injuries or substitutions coming in. What is going on here? Like, what's the secret here? This is a dominating defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to confidently say that we're dominating, but we still got a lot of work to do in some areas, still a lot of growing up to do, but I'm still really happy about how we played and what we've done the last couple of games. But we knew some of the things that McNeil and Cedar Ridge were trying to exploit, and we just had some things that complemented each other as far as blitzing, pressure, and also having some help over the top, some of our our safety guys and our corners and stuff. So like we've mixed up our looks a ton, but we've like oversimplified so our guys make less mistakes. And so we're just trying to do make it look jumbled up, like really complex defensively, but really oversimplify for our guys to make sure that they go out there and play fast and make less mistakes.
And now with like that next man up mentality,
Yeah.
Are you seeing the lights go on, especially for maybe some of the younger players that are stepping in and performing?
Obviously with the rough start that we had, then you start trying to kind of play chess a little bit, like you're trying to put pieces in the right spot and seeing what kind of sticks, right? And so with that being said, a lot of people have played, and a lot of kids are having a ton of playing time and experience, which has also made them a whole lot better. Right. And so now we are creating depth because we are having to play a bunch of guys just trying to get the right fit. Right. But it's been really good because the guys that have been replaced are now, playing major roles in certain other areas and, that kind of thing, which has been really healthy. And it's all it's doing is creating competition, which is also making us, be a better defense.
Offensively, 2 consecutive 200-yard plus rushing games, and it's not one person. I see obviously Brady Cochran, Suetis has been explosive, but then you bring in Alex Cochran, and we're not missing a beat here.
Yeah.
What's the secret here?
Well, when you get threats on the outside, you got guys that are Carson Griffin and Dylan Yeager and Daniel Berry and even Mussey and Dylan Harper and all those guys, like they're threats, and like you got to have coverage to be able to do that. And in order to do that, you have to pull guys out of the box to do that. And so that also in turn opens up our run game. But when you start having a positive run game, then like, what are you gonna do now? Not cover some of our guys? So like, it's really good that we have two different styles that really complement each other. With a pretty healthy game.
Anthem will be played after both schools are the field.
And also giving a lot of the RPO game, which is really kind of hurting defenses right now because
let's welcome the Mustangs from Manor Mustangs.
So and we have things that if you do this, then we do that, and if we do that, then we do this, right? And so that's tough, especially from a defensive point of view. Like they put you in a lot of conflict is the term we like to use. Like we're going to put this defender in conflict. Like, are you either going to do this or are you going to do that? And so that's it's tough, especially coming from the defensive side of the ball.
The other big thing I've seen offensively, wide receiver wise, right? So you mentioned them, like Yeager, Berry, Griffin, Harper, Musi, right?
Yeah.
Their pass patterns just seem to be.
Yeah.
It seems like they've taken it to another level. Was that a concentrated effort? Like, what went into that? Because even just the basic routes that they're running just seems so much crisper this year.
Yeah. So, I give a lot of credit to Coach O'Keefe and Coach Newkirk. They've been, big time bright spots in our offensive side, our offensive coaching staff, and they just kind of instilled. And not that our previous coaches didn't do that, but like the kids are understanding, better why we run crisp routes, because you're going to be more open, and that's where you start getting all the yak yards and all that kind of stuff. And so that is something that those coaches have really kind of coached on and honed in on. But another thing that I'll make notice, and you guys maybe can see this in the next game, is like how awesome and how hard they're playing when they don't have the football. like when they're blocking and they're running, runoff routes to help other people get open and that kind of thing. Like those are, I mean, that just shows you that there's a very unselfish group, and it's really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we already talked last week. The line play's been outstanding. It's
Yeah.
creating the run lanes. It's giving the pass protection.
Yeah.
Any other takeaways? Watching the game tape as you look back, your coaches that you'd be willing to kind of divulge here.
Yeah. So, like I said, Coach Duker's been doing a phenomenal job. Coach Sauce doing a really good job with our backs. But I want to make sure that I give a huge shout out to Coach Hamilton and Coach Carter with working with those lineman guys. That's a very, very, you don't get a whole lot of notoriety, or a lot of publicity as.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and remove your hats or caps for the playing of our national anthem? Please face the flags coming down the center of the field, which are being presented by Round Rock High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC Guard, led by Senior Cadet and Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel David Barnes, and under the instruction of Marine Instructor Master Gunnery Sergeant Thomas Almeida. Now, to honor our country, the nationally recognized and award-winning Round Rock High School Dragon Choir will sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Under the direction of Round Rock High School Student Director Jillian Bensman,
All righty, we're back. Ready for kickoff. We'll be back in a moment. From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Laredo, trained at Yale, and trusted in Austin for over 20 years. Whether it's hormone therapy, surgery, or compassionate care, Dr. Uribe delivers more than medicine. He delivers confidence.
Volume up. Check. Brass.
This Dragons broadcast is brought to you by River Rock Landscaping, where your yard becomes your favorite place to be. From custom designs,
Captains for
turf,
Manor, number 8,
irrigation,
Justin Parker.
moving
Number
soon,
15,
let
Cam Huff.
Ostex Moving
Number
take the
21,
stress
Caden
off
Sane.
your shoulders.
And
Owned
75,
by a
Cesar
proud Round Rock
Sanchez.
Dragons alum, Ostex is your
Captains
go-to
for your Dragons, number 1,
fast,
Isaiah
reliable,
Commodore.
residential,
Number 11,
and
Cade.
commercial
Make sure you're
service
listening to
across
instructions.
Number 19, Ryan
From
Let's shoot
Lloyd.
packing
again.
to unpacking,
Got
we
it?
handle
56,
it all,
Quinn
with
Linkus.
expert care and same-day service available. Call Ostex Moving for a free quote today, and go Dragons. Alrighty, so Round Rock
Round Rock has won the toss. Defers to the second half.
Second half,
Manor will be receiving the opening
Manor
kick.
will receive the ball on the north side of the stadium. Look at the numbers decided between Round Rock and Dragons. Have a lot on me. They're both good.
All right, so after the kickoff, we'll take hooked on a feeling. After the kickoff, we'll take hooked on a feeling. But let's do the kickoff stuff first, and then we'll play. We'll do hook, and then a cadence right after.
It's going to be Santiago Irizarry, junior kicker. Done an outstanding job. Interesting the last 3 weeks, really, we went to keys of the game, right? Coach Moore talked about not picking up the big play on special teams. Keep the ball
Back
away.
deep through the Mustangs. Number 6, Jalon Phoenix. Number 5, Andre Terry. Hang it up on the Dragons. 7, here is Phoenix on the return. Number 3, Lucas with the tackle through the Dragons.
It'll be a
5
10
6
for Manor.
and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8.
My mic's not on? Test 2. Go to settings, let's fix this here.
Check, make sure it's going.
Alrighty, we're having some technical difficulties here. Let's see if we can get the audio working correctly.
That tackle was by number 93, Ford Lucas. Run by number 5. Manor breaks a few tackles.
He's going to knocked out of bounds, out of just shy of the first down marker.
By number 4, Colton Shane, senior defensive back for the Dragons.
It's Andre Terry, the running back on the carry, number 5. Sorry, we're trying to get some stadium noise here. And it's tripping up the board a little bit, but we should be good here. 5 in motion. It's going to be a quick swing pass. Hit immediately by Cade Zamora, the first one in on the tackle. He's going to be finished off by Jack Wensing and number 34, Jason Nold. There's a name we're calling a lot lately.
Showing up big for the Dragons right there.
So, once again, main running back for Manor, Andre Terry, the sophomore running back. 15 with the keeper up the middle, and that's going to be Peyton Johnson. Is going to sniff that out for a loss. Well, he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 30.
And they're going to go ahead and take out Peyton Johnson for Ellis King, looking for more of a nickel look here.
And it's interesting the way they've been using Ellis King. They've moved him up as a defensive lineman, normally plays the linebacker position. 15 is the quarterback, Cam Huff. Snap to Huff.
Handoff number 5 hits the outside hole. He's going to be rifled down by number 4, Colton Shane. I will say this is a bigger running back than Round Rock has played all year. He looks to be, well, not well over 200 pounds, but he seems to be a little bit more huskier than most. And it's really showing with these dragons tackling in the open field. They just never hit anything that big yet.
Andre Terry, number 5, the running back, sophomore. Quarterback is a senior, Cam Huff. And Jalen Phoenix, the sophomore wide receiver, number 6 on the bottom of the screen. He's been pretty active in motion.
In the backfield.
Snap. Pulls it back. Quick pass. Threads a needle. Number 3 on the reception, David Grant.
That's a pretty scary pass right there. He did throw it behind number 3. Luckily, he was the only one to know about it. The DBs didn't even look back for the football, and was able to make the catch.
It's a good example of on your offensive scheme as your running game is setting up your play action pass. Exactly what happened there. Those receivers have been running that type of route the entire time, coming across for a block, and was able to sneak that pass in for a 1st down.
Pass out to number 21 and quickly snuffed out. Cooper Martinez with a tackle, but not before a 7-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 34-yard line for Manor.
That was a pass to Caden Sand, the senior tight end for Manor. Just leaked out of the backfield, acted like he was going to block in a down block. He decided to just leak out, and he was wide open in the open field. Good open field tackle by the Dragons.
It's like a different running back in here, not number 5.
Number 5's in motion.
In motion there. Terry in motion. Huff, and that's going to be a false start against Manor. That'll bring them back 5.
Was it because number 5 wasn't set yet?
Tyron House, another sophomore running back. We know Manor has athletes. It's a lot of their roster very young.
It's not a super big quantity-wise varsity team. A lot of younger guys getting the opportunity to play 6A varsity football here for the Mustangs.
Huff takes the snap. Play action under pressure. Rolling back to his right. Threads a needle.
Comes out. Number 6 was tackled by I believe it was
Colton Shane, number 4, with the great coverage on that play.
Looked like he had the catch, and once he hit the ground, the ball popped out. There is a flag on the play.
That's probably going to be holding, I would imagine.
Let's look what the head ref has to say.
We got legal man downfield.
We've seen that a lot called lately, especially on the JV levels of football. Like we had one last night, didn't necessarily agree with it. I wasn't looking at the lineman on this one, but there was an RPO, and it just happens in football.
Well, your quarterback breaks containment, and honestly, I think when the Manor team looks at this play again, they're going to say tuck the ball and run, take those 5 or 6 yards, because he did have some daylight there. Went ahead and elected to go ahead and try to force that pass. He could have got them a lot closer if he had just taken off and trusted it.
Reverse to number 6. Good open field tackle by number 13, Colin Padaville, corner.
Jalen Phoenix on the carry. And that's going to be a pickup of 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 from the 44-yard line.
Depends on what they do here. You don't have to have all of it. I believe that Manor probably believes they're in 4-down territory here. Probably not going to punt and certainly not going to try to make a field goal. I think they're probably looking at this as a 2-play scenario or series here to try to get this first.
Off at quarterback. Play action's going to keep it.
And Cade Zamora on the outside blitz, strong safety blitz, is able to read it correctly and takes the quarterback down in the backfield for about a 1-yard loss. That's a great play by that young man out there, making his right read and making a tackle for loss.
That'll bring up a 4th and 7 for the Dragons.
Manor seems to be leaving their offense out. We'll see if they scoot back and do kind of the quarterback punt or if they're going to try to run a play here. Try to draw off sides.
And I believe they're going to go ahead and punt it here with the quarterback. They were trying to get an offsides call.
And quick punt. That was one of those quarterback pooches, and it's going to roll into the end zone. Almost saved, but that'll be a touchback, and we'll be back in a minute.
From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Laredo, trained at Yale, and trusted in Austin for over 20 years. Whether it's hormone therapy, surgery, or compassionate care, Dr. Uribe delivers more than medicine. He delivers confidence.
Oh, shoot.
Touchdown, Dylan Yeager.
First play line of scrimmage, Dylan Yeager makes the catch and takes it to the house for 6.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties there. I believe it was a slant route to Yeager from Joe Stickler, who was starting this game for the Dragons.
And that'll be a 75-yard touchdown passing catch.
Sorry we didn't get more of it on video.
No, we are very sorry on that one. That's an outstanding play by Stickler to Yeager for the touchdown. Irizarry kick is up and off the upright. Uncharacteristic miss for Irizarry, and the score will remain 6-0. Dragons leading this one.
You've never had pizza like this. Via 3-1.
All righty, we're back here from the Via 313 booth. Obviously having a little bit of difficulty. Nothing really wants to work tonight. We're trying to get our field camera person to wander back closer to the track so we can pick up the Hollylands, a.k.a. transmitters for the field camera. But first play offensively, Dove Stickler in relief tonight for Jack Oppel. Word is Jack will not suit up tonight.
He is down on the field. He is suited up just in case, but the case seems to be they're going to go ahead and let him rest this week. But they're going to have him down on the field just in case to rehab that sprained ankle with the guy.
So he is available, but they go with Dove Stickler, and they don't miss a beat here. 75 yards, Dylan Yeager. We had a great interview this morning with Coffee with Coaches with Dylan Yeager, the junior, getting a lot of some serious looks for the play at the next level already as a junior. Irizarry here set the kickoff. And that one's going to be returned. It's going to be Terry from the 2, takes it out, and he's hit at the 16-yard line. And that was snuffed out.
They're saying the Dragons say the ball came out.
42 with the recovery, 42 and 33 on the hit. That's Ryan Sledge. Ryder Sledge.
Dragons were looking. They said they got the football there. Officials went ahead and marked him down already. Manor will take the football at the 16-yard line.
And it was Logan Hobson, the senior, with the first contact on the play. So the nice thing with YouTube is it's about a 20-second delay. So in about 2 weeks, we do have instant replay coming. Terry in motion. It's a quick pass to Terry. Across the 20 and finally wrestled down. And it's Cooper. I know Cooper Martinez is in on there. And 32.
Yeah, it looked like Luke Rod.
Hunter Wyndham, the junior, in on the tackle as well.
Very athletic play by number 6. That was one heck of a catch. Kind of one hand. Looked like it was going to be incomplete. Tipped it just enough to himself. Was able to scrounge out about 6 yards.
So Patterville, corner on the bottom. Omar Estrada on the top of your screen. Here comes the motion. Handoff goes Terry. Looking for a corner. He's able to fight his way to the first down marker. I think that's going to be just enough for a Manor first down.
Terry, another really good downhill runner. You see when he squares his pads, he is hard to tackle. He's got low center of gravity, gets down and will run through your arms, so you definitely have to put pads on him.
Manor here is doing a lot of misdirection runs, a lot of counter runs, so doing that jet sweep motion and hitting off to Terry just to see get him any sort of opening.
Quarterback keeper. Huff is quickly snuffed out. Peyton Johnson. And the ball comes out. And let's see what the signal is. Round Rock recovered it.
Didn't seem like the referees were in too much of a hurry to call him. It looks like they're going to call him down.
Yep, they're saying he's down. Second down. It's a loss of 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a second down and about 13.
Interesting play call. They essentially had the quarterback running this draw. They pulled the guard and tackle from the opposite side, faked the jet sweep, and tried to trap over here. And just the backside pressure from the Dragons was too much for him. Lots of 3.
Tyrone House in the backfield. Ball is up. It's a quick slant. Great catch, and he paid the price. The
ball was tipped earlier by a linebacker just over his hands, and Colton Shane on the big hit.
I mean, that was a Ronnie Lott-esque type hit.
I mean, that just showed that's going to make that receiver think twice about running that skinny post to that slant route.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You got linebackers dropping. You've got strong safety coming across. Those are the highlight reel hits right there.
Hospital balls. Sticks in motion, back out.
Back to pass. Screen pass all the way to House.
Johnson on the pursuit. Wow.
And he's going to get to the 30-yard line. Tackled inbound, or 31. Clock is going to keep running. That's going to bring up a fourth and a looks like a 5. 4th and 5.
Got to give credit to Peyton Johnson, the sophomore down our defensive line. Didn't initially see the screen, but kept his motor going and ended up tracking down number 22, which if you play defensive line at home, you know how hard that is to chase down a skill guy, and he was able to do it. That's the stuff you're looking at when you're trying to recruit at the higher level, is the high motor, high intensity guys, and Peyton Johnson's showing that right now.
As always, Yeager, and it's Dylan Harper back to return. Kick goes to Yeager, lets it bounce, and that's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to mark it at the 39-yard, first down and 10 from the 39 for the Dragons when we return.
Hey Dragon Nation, Coach Moore here. Just wanted to extend an invitation to our first alumni golf tournament here at Patriot Ranch in Round Rock, Texas. The golf tournament will be on October 18th. If you would, register on roundrockfootball.com. Remember, Dragon, always Dragon.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and he's off to the races. Down to the 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Another monster pass. Carson Griffin with the reception.
Sorry for the delayed camera. That commercial went a little too long. A little more technical difficulties here.
You got Manor calling a timeout here to regroup. I mean, here's the thing. Most teams come in and you start playing the Dragons, and you've seen this high-powered running game where we've got running backs that are just absolutely explosive. And it's funny on first down that you've got Coach Moore kind of changing up the play call here, like not afraid to go to the passing game, and it's opened up two massive plays, explosive plays. I think Dove Stickler has over 100 yards on two passes.
That was a 53-yard pass, Stickler to Carson Griffin. I think we're going to cut out a lot of the commercials tonight. We'll just have to talk through our sponsors. First quarter brought to you by Dr. Marco Uribe, an Austin OBGYN and fertility specialist. And all touchdowns are brought to you by River Rock Landscape. So Dove Stickler, like you said, having himself a night. That was a 53. The first pass he threw was a 75-yard touchdown to Dylan Yeager. It's Cochran in the backfield. Musey in motion. And play action, quick pass, and it is caught by Yeager.
Catch.
Touchdown, Dragons.
Wow, what a great catch. Saw that the defensive back was playing outside leverage. Went ahead and hit the slant. Good ball by Dove Stickler, putting it only where his guy can go get it. That was a Dragon touchdown, making it 12-0 for the kick.
It's worth noting, Stickler was 18 of 21. That's an unbelievable 86% pass completion last game, and he's been perfect tonight.
2 drives, 3 plays, 2 touchdowns.
75-yard pass to Dylan Yeager. Second pass of the game would be a 53-yard pass completion and run by Carson Griffin. And then Dove Stickler will connect for the second time of the night with Dylan Yeager on the 8-yard touchdown.
Well, and what sets that up, again, is that threat of the running game. So that last pass play, faking to Cochran over the guard, pulls linebacker up enough so you can throw that quick slant. Yeager makes an incredible catch, lays out. Defensive back is not looking. And, man, it was just perfect timing, well executed. And, Hank, to your point, you're a defensive back. Those balls that the quarterbacks throw that only the receivers can catch is their goal always. Don't put it anywhere where the defender can get to it.
So 2:42 left to play in the first quarter, and it's all Dragons, 13-0. You know, after that Vista Ridge game, they had it won until about a minute 36 left in the game. This has been a completely different team. It's been an absolute dominant, all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. Santiago Irizarry here with the kick.
Kickoff goes in through the end zone for a touchback. Manor will have it first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
State OBGYN and fertility specialist. Thank you, Mary Lou Smith. Takes it outside off the left tackle.
Andre Terry on the carry.
About 6 yards.
Steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Hi. Andre Terry, the sophomore running back.
2nd and 4 for the Mustangs.
They're moving the ball. They're moving the ball, right? They're moving the ball well. This kind of Terry and number 22, Tyrone House. But then they seem to stall out. Handoff goes to House. He's going to put his shoulder down.
Terry and House on the carry.
Just enough for a drag.
Cade Zamora there defensively for the Dragons. Took it to the 35-yard line, which is enough for a Manor first down.
Dump stretch. This is going to get tough on me. Like I said, I think you've got some kids always going to go further. You know that they're not doing anything.
Back to pass, under pressure. Oh, chase from behind, gets around the corner, and finally wrestled out of bounds.
Up on the keeper, forced out of bounds.
All right, we'll do Clayton, and then we'll go back to Jaiho.
Flag on the play.
Number 30, Cooper Quinn, the senior, able to wrestle him out of bounds. That it is holding against Manor.
His back breaks out.
Manor is the call. The big 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So they switch.
Okay.
They switch gears, and it's really easy for the offensive linemen. Usually they kind of hook them, and that's what happened out there. I think it was number 70 for Manor with the hold.
That's going to bring up a long first and 20. Brings the ball back to the 25-yard line.
Interesting to see if Manor takes a shot down the field here and kind of stretches the defense a little bit. Dragons have been able to very successful in putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Their second timeout of the half with 2 minutes left in the first.
That's going to bring up a All righty. Sometimes these broadcasts turn into a nightmare. We're going to be limited on our commercials. We're trying to bring in outside noise. We have an online camera, and we'll show a little bit of that. Be able to bring in a little bit of the ambient noise as well. But so far, if you're just joining us, it's really been the Dove Stickler show tonight. The Dove and Dylan Yeager.
Can't forget Carson Griffin on that.
Carson Griffin had a 53-yard reception, but opening first pass of the game, first offensive play of the game, a quick screen pass to Dylan Yeager takes it 75 yards for the touchdown.
He's got 2 touchdowns within the first quarter here.
Second play of the game for them offensively is a 53-yard pass to Carson Griffin, and here goes a handoff.
Tackled by number 8, Shia Stickler.
And the Stickler boys are having themselves a night. Kind of a good 1-2 punch. Number 5, Andre Terry, kind of moving between wide receiver and a running back.
Interesting play call there. It's the 1st and 20 to run some type of draw and end up losing a yard. So now they're 2nd and 21.
Interesting to see how many attempts and carries he has right now. His offense is running through number 5. I just don't know how effective that's going to be down the stretch.
Back to pass. Ball is away. Overshoots him. Terry, the intended receiver.
Shane had a chance to go up and get that ball, read it perfectly, just missed his opportunity. Good job by him keeping his eyes in the right place.
Kind of an ill-advised pass there. That was heavy, heavy traffic. Right, I think it went through the hands of a linebacker, then 2 defensive backs. Manor set with a 3rd and 21.
Johnson. Rodriguez back in the game as our interior defensive lineman.
House set up, pass all the way, looking deep for Terry, under pressure, and he's going to throw that one away.
It's going to be an incomplete pass, being chased after by Max Williams, defensive end, senior defensive end for the Dragons.
Jalen Phoenix, the sophomore wide receiver, was within 7 yards. I mean, kind of in the neighborhood.
And the Manor Mustangs will send out the punt teams.
Once again, it's going to be Dylan Harper on the top of your screen and Dylan Yeager on the bottom. They're going to line up around the 45-yard line. Dragons in their white pants, maroon tops.
We got a flag on the play.
There's going to be a false start on Manor.
Either false start or delay a game. I don't know if they. Nope, false start. You're right. Saw the clock was winding down too. Everybody wasn't set.
They're already pinned pretty deep. That's going to send the punter back to the 3-yard line.
It's 4th and forever.
High snap, able to just get the punt away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and that should be a penalty flag.
They say hit the punter. Punter didn't go down, though. I thought that was the rule, that the punter had to lose his footing.
So remind me of the high school rules, gentlemen. He kind of ran into them.
I do believe they have the option of either calling it a personal foul or not. Now, I don't know what this is down here because Yeager got blown up. If you watch the play, Dylan Yeager gets absolutely. That's where I thought the foul should be, and that's what Coach Moore is losing his mind on the sideline over. And he's 100% right on this.
That's a personal foul in itself, but it looks like the referees are too worried about this kicker penalty.
I mean, Yeager didn't have the ball. They just came down and blasted him.
That's a safety issue right there, and I don't.
I mean, the thing is, you've got officials back here. You've got a back judge. You've got a head linesman and line judge that are watching this.
So, not to try to criticize these officials too much, but
wow,
it just seems very.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed this.
I just rewatched it on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're watching at home, you can rewind it and you can rewatch it.
It's completely form tackled him without even having the ball. It wasn't even close.
So he didn't. It's no indication that he was getting the ball, and he gets hit. So is that flag going to get waved off?
And Carter, Coach Moore is still giving the line judge an earful.
I say that's unacceptable. That's a safety problem at that point. The defenseless player.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one that you honestly, after the game, you take the tape and you send it to the UIL. They cannot miss that. You cannot miss that call. That is a flagrant foul, and like you said it, Hank, it's a major safety issue.
I mean, we wear all the safety protection for a reason, and so I think they call
offsetting penalties here.
It was 2 personal fouls because I believe he ended up calling that roughing the kicker a personal foul. I thought he had to lose his footing and hit the ground for it to be a personal foul, but I think that might just be the call during a foul rule.
Well, if they're offsetting it, then they did call that foul on Yeager, but they never threw a flag.
No.
There's no flag there. So, I mean, it's they got it right in the end.
But that needs to be a quicker call.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got it right.
Yeah, that's what matters. So back to Dove Stickler. Back to pass, throws it. This one to Daniel Barry across the 50, and finally going to be wrestled down at the 45-yard line.
That'll be the first pass that hasn't gone for more than 20 yards.
And that'll be another Dragon first down from the 45-yard line.
It's got an injured player for Manor, which is certainly not something that team, well, you like to see anyway, but that team already with a limited amount of personnel, that's a tough one.
That'll be a good time. We will take a commercial, and if we leave here If they go, then we will come right back. So let's.
From delivery day to every stage of womanhood, Dr. Marco Uribe is here for it all. Born in Laredo, trained at Yale, and trusted in Austin for over 20 years. Whether it's hormone therapy, surgery, or compassionate care, Dr. Uribe delivers more than medicine. He delivers confidence.
Alrighty. And we are back. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Dragons on their own 45. I'm sorry, on the Manor 45.
Bob, would you if I told you that Dragons would have 2 touchdowns and not run a running play yet
That's in
in the first quarter, would you have believed me?
This year I would. Any other year, no. But I tip of the cap to Coach Tenney. I mean, if you came in after watching back-to-back 200-yard rushing games, you stack the box, they'll kill you on the pass.
Well, that's exactly what's happened so far.
Hand off. That one goes to Cochran, and he's going to fight his way ahead for about 4. And, yeah, you just said it. We've got 8 seconds left here in the first quarter, and Round Rock has run the ball for the first time. No need to run when you've got Dove Stickler throwing 75-yard touchdown passes, 53-yard setting you up on the 8, and then a perfect slant to Dylan Yeager, putting your Round Rock Dragons up 13-0. That first quarter was brought to you by Dr. Marco Uribe and your Austin OBGYN and fertility specialist.
Dragon Band Boosters would like to thank all of their community sponsors. Give a special thank you to their Platinum and Gold sponsors, Platinum, BJ Electric, and Pro Air. Gary.
All righty. We're back from the Via 313 booth high above Dragon Stadium in Round Rock, Texas. As we go to the second quarter, it's all Dragons so far, 13-0. Dragons with the ball just ran their first running play. It's been an all-air attack. This one, Dove Stickler off to Dylan Yeager, and just enough for a first down. He's going to pick up 6 on that pass. And that'll bring up another Dragon first down. Yeah, what do you make of this, Justin? Watching this just aerial attack that we're seeing tonight.
Yeah, it's not what I expected, to be honest. A lot of times when you come in with a team that may not be real deep, you can really punish them with the run because it wears the defense down. But what I think they expected it also because they're stacking the box. And here at another great pass.
Dylan Harper with the reception.
I believe that was Daniel Berry on the reception.
You are right. It's number 2.
He gets hit immediately. He catches the ball. Throws a guy off of him. Continues to move his feet. 3 other Manor Mustangs finally come taking down.
Stickler just throwing another strike. I don't know that he has an incomplete
He
pass.
doesn't. He doesn't.
So
He's
far.
been perfect so far.
Knock on wood.
And what was it, 87% completion rate last week? 18 for 21, 324, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, we talk about the next man up, right? We've got a new right tackle starting. Colton Steed getting the start. That's a quick swing pass out to Yeager. He's off to the 15, to the 10, jukes a couple of guys, and it's going to take 3 guys to wrestle him out of bounds, and he's still on his feet.
Yeah, you're not going to knock him down. You better luck just trying to push him out of bounds.
No surprise, the juniors starting to get offers rolling in from the college ranks. And here it goes to Brady Cochran's going to get it in around the left tackle for a Dragon touchdown.
Untouched. And again, one of those plays that you love to see the Dragons do is as soon as they get a first down, they line up and play tempo offense. It's almost like they've got a play in the bag, and they're going to run it immediately before the defense can respond.
They're going to go for 2. Stickler with the ball. Stickler's going to keep it, drop her shoulder, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. And
Make the Dragons 21 to 0 with 11 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first half.
And this touchdown brought to you by River Rock Landscapes, the official touchdown sponsor of your Round Rock Dragons.
Nothing but pure domination here for the Dragons in the trenches, in the backfield, in the back of the defense. I mean, it just looks. I haven't seen Manor really threaten anywhere except for that first drive running the football, but at a certain point it gets too repetitive. Dragon defense will run them in half.
Well, I just rewatched because I'm kind of on the loop here on YouTube. Watch that last pass to Yeager. Talking about not only just a big body and a strong receiver, but just making people miss in the field. Like usually guys that size, they're going to put their head down and run over you. He can do that, but he made 2 guys miss in the open right in the open field, and defensive backs who are quicker. Really impressive.
We had an outstanding interview with him this morning. If you go to the YouTube channel, Game Time Broadcasting, and go to the video from this morning where we interviewed him, such a humble kid. Ball is away. It's going to be a short kick fielded at the 30. It's going to be a fair catch by number 26, Ethan Quezada, senior linebacker, with the fair catch at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10 for Manor. Second quarter brought to you by Austex Moving.
We'll see if Manor can move the ball. They have had some success, and that their offensive series seems to stall out usually around the 4th or 5th play here. We'll see if they can get something together, give their defense a little bit of a break.
Handoff goes to House. He's going to be wrestled up immediately at the line of scrimmage.
3-4 Lucas, along with another bunch of Dragons. First initial hit and tackle by
Did you say that was a flock of dragons, Hank?
bunch of Dragons.
I heard flock. Got to rewind that YouTube. I know Luke Rodriguez was in on the tackle as well.
Should I say a flock?
Handoff goes House up the middle. Oh, and he's met. It's going to be Jason Nold with the first contact, and Jason doesn't let go. Like a bulldog out there.
No, we were talking about these Manor running backs. They're all very low to the ground, and Nold stepped up right in the hole, and stopped his momentum immediately. Strong kid, great tackle in the open field.
Kind of reminds me of Zach Taylor.
I was thinking more Brian Urlacher because he's got the.
That's actually Urlacher. I would give you that one 100%.
Wow.
Had him in the backfield. Luke Ramsey.
Holy smokes.
For 93 Ford Lucas, saying his name all night, will come in to finish the tackle.
Initial contact made by number 88, Luke Ramsey.
That's a loss of 15 on that play. That reverse got blown up by the Dragons.
And the camera's not deceiving you. Luke Ramsey playing with a broken hand, full cast on one hand, and a broken finger on the other hand, and still able to get up there and disrupt the play.
Starting to see a theme here. The Manor, again, with a 4th and 20. I think last series was 4th and 21. forced a punt.
Shia Stickler back in there at right end. And they're going to stuff the box here. Colton Shane up in there. Jack Wensing.
Maybe a full send. Hank, what do you think? Is this the time?
I mean, I'm all for it. I think you should.
They are. They're not dropping anybody back. Kick is away.
Good punt.
Dylan Yeager's going to fair catch it, and he's going to haul that one in.
He wishes he wouldn't have fair caught that. He had tons of daylight in front of him.
At the 41-yard line, that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, you could see once he caught it and he looked at the open field, he was like, "Oh man, I could have taken this thing for a few more yards." Interesting formation here.
Drag offense now here on the field. Brady Cochran on the carry. Gets his hole, able to get about 4 to 5 yards for the Dragons.
That's going to bring up a second and 5 for the second and 5 from the 46-yard line. We're actually running the ball now, guys. Another quick pass. That's going to be a double pass. Ball is up. It's going to be Barry wide open across the 20 to the 10. Touchdown, Dragons.
Carson Griffin. It looked like he was supposed to go to Dylan Yeager. A little off target, but Carson Griffin would have backed him up, like a center fielder backing up a right fielder or something. This Dragon offense, they're just throwing everything they got out of the hat now. You see the culture on the sideline. You saw Jack Ompel over there, Greek go, getting super hyped, doing their handshake, along with Coach O'Keefe out there. Looked like he got about 40 inches off the ground back in the college days with Dylan Yeager and Carson Griffin.
Have yet to see the double pass play.
I think we saw it by another 2 weeks ago, but this wasn't very successful. I think it was Shoemaker.
Yep, I think so. I think you're right, Hank.
The one where they got it, they completed it, but then he fumbled the football immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, he fumbled the football and got the ball back.
It's all Dragons first half. It's 28-0, 7:50 left in the second quarter, right before halftime.
Second quarter action brought to you by Ostex Moving. $7:50 left to play here in the second quarter. All Dragons really been the Dove Stickler, Dylan Yeager, Carson Griffin show.
Well, we do have a passing touchdown from someone other than Stickler now.
Kick is up. It's going to be a pooch kick.
Fair caught on the 31-yard line. Interesting strategy, right? So we haven't, the last few weeks, to eliminate any big play potential, kicking away, whether they're short kicks or off to the sides, or drilling it deep into the end zone, making sure we don't get beat on a big play.
His Manor offense will go ahead and jog out through the field. No points for them yet. Only real threatening drive they had was their first drive. Last 2 drives, they've been on 4th and 20 and 4th and 26, forcing punts.
Oh, it's a fumble, and the Dragons got the football. It's going to be number 98 for the Dragons. Evan Anders with the fumble recovery. It was a fumbled snap, And that's going to set the Dragons up with perfect field position. 1st and 10 for the Dragons at the 27-yard line.
Doesn't seem anything can go right here for the Mustangs. Looked like they lost that one in the handoff, and Evan Andrews right there to scoop it up. Dragon football.
Well, it's also what pressure does is you've got your quarterback trying to hand the ball off, but also seeing the pressure coming from up the middle.
There's Cam Huff at quarterback. Handoff was intended for Andre Terry, but the snap was fumbled. So Stickler, Brady Cochran. Oh, it's going to be a direct snap to Cochran. He's going to take it off the left tackle, and he's got some open field. Oh, that's going to be a face mask tackle at the 10. I think you're going to have every official throwing a flag on that one.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, those are dangerous face masks whenever, there's always times when your hands like hit a face mask, but you're trained as a player to try to let off, like don't grab, but he had a hold of it, pulled him to the ground by his face mask.
They're talking potential ejection here. Disqualification's the official term.
I say he went like over the top of the crown of the helmet and grabbed on the top of the face mask and pulled him down.
Yeah, and he didn't let go. I mean, at any point, and then threw him down on the ground by it. So that's what they're discussing right now is does this go to an egregious point that calls for disqualification?
It's done maliciously or not.
So let's see the call. It's definitely going to be a 15-yard.
I believe
They'll go half the distance based on where they were. But let's see the call. They're not going to call.
I believe he already called a face mask.
Personal foul, half the distance to the goal. That could have been an easy upgrade, in my opinion.
I mean, that took it to a whole different level. Either way, Cochran in the backfield out of the pistol. No, I'm sorry, it's Cervantes. Cervantes with the carry around left tackle, and he's going to fight his way in for another Dragons touchdown.
Make it 34-0. Dragons before the kick.
Cervantes had a few lead blockers.
Well, we always talk in that your run game sets up your pass game. It's almost worked in reverse here. We've kind of got soft coverage now on the secondary because they don't want to get burnt. And we're handing the ball off to these incredible running backs, and they are having just a field day now with the running game. Kick is up and good, 35-0, 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the second quarter.
This begs the question, will the Round Rock offense get their first 50-point game? They're already at 35 with 7:20 left in the second quarter.
Easily. And I could tell you right now, Dove Stickler is going to easily, I'm going to guess 350 to 3.
Does he stay in the game? That's my big question. Does he stay in the game, or do you let your seniors go like Parker Duarte and you give other guys who probably won't get as many reps in district because we're about to go in a stretch where these are must-win games.
I mean, valid point, right? You want to keep them healthy, right? I mean, we know how Jack Oppel is the number 2 tonight, and he's he can go in the game. They're just kind of more precautionary for the week. So do you keep Dove, who's been absolutely lights out? Now the junior's going to want to stay in the game. Irizarry back to kick. And he's going to drill that one. Fair caught on the 6-yard line. And it was number 6 for the Manor Mustangs. Jalen Phoenix. Fair catches it on the 6. He may regret that one. He had nobody in front of him.
Yeah, they're opting really to take the field position at the 25.
Really, the Mustangs are looking to get anything done, anything positively done for the offense. Like I said, the only positives they have with that first drive, and the last 2 drives have been cut down pretty short.
So why did they bring it out to the 25?
Fair catch. Fair catch. Anywhere you fair catch it, you're going to be at 25 unless it's in front of the 25.
I did not know that. So I learned something new.
Hand off to the running back, number 5, Andre Terry, I believe.
And we're going to have an injured Manor, a little slow to get up.
Tight end number 21 is Caden Sand.
Senior tight end.
Dragons just proven to be too much for Manor here early on. 6 minutes, 45 seconds in the half.
You got Ellis King at right end this time. Handoff, number 5 around the right end. And
by number 4, Colton Shane. Seems to be some extracurriculars after the play. Perhaps able to break up.
you got to love that. Cooper Martinez grabbing the Dragons, settling him down. You don't want to get a dumb penalty here. You're at a very long 3rd and 8.
See, I think this is on what you said earlier about there
Which-
not being very many players. I mean, look, the Dragons are just rotating in defense.
Yeah, fresh legs.
Yeah.
Fresh legs, fresh everything, and I haven't seen any of these Manor offensive linemen come out once.
Yeah, like you said, Ellis King in there. Zayden Lyons in there right now.
Ooh,
Jack Winsing right in the throw window, hits him right in the chest, bounces off. That would be an incomplete pass. Wishes he had that.
those are the ones you see when you're going to bed, going to sleep tonight. You're like, wow,
That's the one where Coach Reisner is going to sit in the film and go, almost had that.
almost. We'll give another try. Then you rewind it, and
Rewinds it.
It's like the Geico commercial with the old man with the fishing pole and the dollar.
oh, so close.
Yeah, it was right in and out of his hands.
Regardless, it's 4th and 8, and again another familiar stat here for Manor. Unfortunately for them, punting again from inside the red zone, pretty much every possession here. We got a flag on the play. Looks like delay a game. So add an insult to injury. They're going to scoot them back 5 more yards.
We've seen this back-to-back drives where they've gotten this penalty that's pushed them even further back, closer to their goal line. You originally had Dylan Harper and Dylan Yeager lined up at the 35-yard line.
Maynard did not take a timeout. I mean, the play clock's running there at 15 seconds. If they're not careful, they're going to get another delay of game.
Play clock is down to 11. Punt is away. It's going to be a short one. Dylan Harper fair catches it at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
I would imagine mainly still starters for the first half. I would say when we get in the third quarter, if this continues, you're going to start seeing a lot more players rotate in. Hank, what are your thoughts?
35-0 already, not even out of the first half. And it looks like they're going to send out starters. I don't mind it. Go ahead and put a few more points on the board. Let them get their reps that they need so that they're not going in next week with no reps.
Daniel Berry on the top of the screen along with Dylan Yeager. Oh, it's a fumble.
Dylan Harper jumps back on it.
It was Harper in motion. It was that jet sweep to Harper.
And this is the time where you need to start working on things, start experimenting things with your starters. See if certain things are working for you. Players can go do certain things.
Hey, you know what's interesting on that? That's actually a pass. That's maybe Doe's first incomplete pass because it was a forward lateral, so it bounced off. It wasn't a handoff, and you saw the referees come in and wave it incomplete. Big cushion up at the top.
Handoff goes Cocker, and he's going to drop his shoulder, barrel across the 50 to the 49. Pick up 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 from the 49-yard line.
Motion Griffin in for number 80, Jacob Moore.
Couple of scores around the area. Rouse leading Cedar Park 14-11. Leander over Glen 14-13. And Midway leading Shoemaker 17-13. It's a quick pass out to Yeager across the 50 to the 40 and driven out of bounds. Just looks like they're going to give him the 35-yard line. That's another Dragon first down at the 35-yard line. They're going to go up-tempo here. Another pass out to Barry. Barry loses the football.
Yeah,
that's going to be Manor football. He spun out trying to get an extra yard and just lost the handle. It's number 32 for the Mustangs on the recovery.
That's the danger whenever you're trying to use your opposite hand to stiff arm or throw people off, throw those defenders off of you. The ball's kind of out there waving around. So if there's anything that bumps it, it very easily can come out. That's the danger of being that aggressive as a runner. I love to see the battle, though. I love to see them scrounging for more yards.
Play action, quick pass out to 6, and he loses the handle. They're going to roll it incomplete. Jalen Phoenix, the intended receiver, in and out of his hands.
The way that play was shaping up, I thought there was going to be another massive hit over there on that bubble screen.
You talked about it, Hank, right? We're getting into the stretch with district play, and we're playing our best football. I mean, this is what you want to see progressively. Just handoff up the middle. Oh, and he gets stood up. Shia Stickler, Max Williams.
Really, this next district step is to win all these games, so it comes down to that final game against Vandergrift. That's the two heavyweight contenders in this district. Out of the 7 years they've been in this district, they've only lost 2 district games to Round Rock High School. So these are the 2 heavyweight contenders that are going at it every single year, and only more excited for the Dragons that they're playing their best football right now.
Huff under pressure. It's going to come back to his right. He's going to flip it out, and great play. It's Colton Shane is going to come out of nowhere and knock it out. You also had Cooper Martinez and Omar Estrada on the coverage.
Well, and again, that's kind of one of those situations that we saw earlier where the quarterback breaks containment, and he's got enough speed, and he actually has the first down if he just keeps running, but chooses to throw into double coverage there. That's a tough ball. That's a 50-50 ball at best with 2 or 3 defenders on him. I'm pretty sure the Manor coach is probably saying, hey, you got the sideline, run it, get this first down. We got to keep the chains moving.
Punts away. And it's going to be fair called in traffic by Dylan Yeager. Great job staying focused and pulling that one in at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
That's a tough catch coming in that far into traffic. Great concentration by Dylan.
This is, we're already talking 35-0, but when you look at the roster size of Manor, this is where it's going to really start hurting them. It's still 90 degrees here at 8:04 p.m. And not to mention the sun's been beating on the turf. That's still radiating heat at this time.
Yeah, down the stretch, it's definitely not good. The long game is not good for Manor.
Quick pass out to Barry, across the 40, across the 50, and finally, legs taken out. Oh, that should have been another.
What are we doing here?
It's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line.
You have to set a precedent on those kind of calls. That needs to be flagged for them. You can't let that happen.
They're going fast tempo here. Back to pass again. It's Barry wide open. Oh, he keeps his feet across the 10. Touchdown, Dragons. He caught it in traffic, got hit by 2 Mustangs, keeps his feet, both of them Manor players go down, and Barry just trots into the end zone for another Dragon touchdown.
Well, and again, we talked about earlier, he had the fumble earlier, making extra yards after contact. Here's an example of where the gamble plays off and just tough running. Like, he's not going to go down. You're going to have to really tackle him and hold on to him. Two defenders run into him. They both fall down. He scampers off for 6.
42-0 Dragons.
That was a play.
Bob, when you watch the Dragon receivers and just the toughness, and we've talked about this, yards after contact, every one of these plays, these pass plays, there's been yards after contact. Just these receivers, they're not only sure-handed, but when they get hit, they're not going down.
We've also seen a big improvement in just the route running. Their route running is outstanding. You've got, and there's so many, right? So Daniel Barry, you got Dylan Yeager, we talk about a lot. Dylan Harper, Jonah Musey, right? Who am I missing? Dylan Harper. There's so many weapons that they have, and not just that, the toughness and the drive, right? We had a great interview with Dylan Yeager today, how him and Barry drive each other. They both want to be the best, but you see them both celebrating the success of the other one.
Yeah, it's a great team atmosphere. You can see the offense is really starting to click. Great timing. And that's one thing, like quarterback and receiver, the communication is all about timing. It's all about routes, when you're breaking off, where you're passing the ball to. And very seldom do you see a backup quarterback come in and have the type of synergy that he's having with these receivers. Just shows that they put a lot of time in.
Kick is away. It's going to be Thompson. It's going to field it at the 5. Takes it back to the middle. He's trying to get around the right end. Oh, he's got a seam. He's across the 40 to the 50 to the 40. And Martinez.
Cooper Martinez, what a high motor play. Game of a touchdown saving tackle for Cooper Martinez.
Takes his legs out at the 30. Great return by KT Thompson.
You usually do not see an opposite sideline return, especially when he catches it over here on this yard mark.
Yeah.
I mean, usually if you're on the hash, the rule is, hey, if you're on the hash on the opposite side, there's enough time and manpower to pull off that opposite side and really kind of set up that tunnel over there. But hats off to Manor special teams for that.
And I mean, the score doesn't reflect it 42-0, but there's some athletes in Manor, and they are a football school. Handoff, it's going to be a reverse. It's a triple reverse pass. Ball is in the air. You got an open receiver and way underthrown. What a play. That handoff went to Andre Terry to Jalen Phoenix.
I don't even know if Maynard knew what route state.
There was a
and not only that, hold on. Andre Terry got the handoff first, flipped it to Jalen Phoenix. He was the receiver down the field.
Yeah, I know.
Number 5 got the first handoff and was the guy down the field.
Yeah, they went deep in the playbook for that one.
That's a play that, like, you go up and you're drawing it on the football with your buddies. Like, hey, we're going to run this real quick. That was.
And honestly, good job for the offensive line giving them that much time, because that is a slow developing play to say the least.
Huff keeps it. Oh, that's snuffed out immediately. Number 30 for the Dragons on the tackle. That's going to be Cooper Quinn.
That play did not go as designed for Manor. If you're running an option play, you shouldn't be following the person you fake the handoff to, because the defensive linebackers are going good. I got 2 for 1 here. Somebody's got it. It's going to be one or the other.
Second quarter action brought to you by Austex Moving. House in the backfield. Oh, it's going to be a revert. Nope. Quarterback keeps it. Huff around the right. And Peyton Johnson right there to force him out of bounds. And they're going to mark him as a yard loss on the play.
I think they're going to send out.
4th and 12.
They're going to send out the 15? Looks like it.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can put any points on the board.
So you're looking at a 41-yarder left-footed kicker for Manor, place kicker. This would be an impressive make if he can put this through.
And number one with the kick up.
Just short.
Does not make it. And there is not a number one on the roster that Manor gave us.
We'll make it 42-0 Dragons with 1:55 left in the first half.
That play eclipsed the 2-minute warning. So we are at the 2-minute warning for the second quarter right before halftime.
Two-minute timeout here. When did they start calling it the 2-minute timeout? That irked me. I heard it on a college game. It was always a 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
There's always a 2-minute warning. Maybe I'm just old. Is that your generation? We got Hudson DePriest in here. He's shaking his head no. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
But suddenly I started hearing it called more and more the 2-minute timeout.
It's a little too scary to say 2-minute warning.
I think it's a broadcaster getting a little too cute.
Bob, so looking at the first half so far, and I know you do Coffee with Coach every week. How is he doing checking off the list of kind of deliverables for today's game?
Oh, he nailed it. I mean, everything. I mean, one of the big things that he said, you look offensively, is he said, we have a few wrinkles. We don't play the cards every time, right? We have a few things that sometimes we'll keep them in our back pocket. I can tell you now, he's got a ton of them in his back pocket now because he's not going to do anything else. But establish the run, don't give up the big play, stay within the game, give what they take you. That's going to be a handoff off the left end. Cerritos off to the races, finally knocked down. It's number 42 on the tackle for Manor, Jackson Collins, but not before a huge run by Ryan Cerritos. My wife makes fun of me. I call him a bowling ball. Maybe I should call him a wrecking ball. I just love the way he gets downhill and just barrels through people. Cerritos in the backfield. It's going to be handed to Cerritos. Up the middle again. And finally taken down by number 17, Samaj Gordon.
Offensive line is right now is just clicking. You can see the communication. Pre-snap, they're pointing out their blockers. They understand their assignment. They are just moving Manor's defensive line back.
Handoff goes to Alex Cochran, and he's carrying 5. There's 6 guys on him.
Being helped and pushed along by Jonah Mussey.
That'll bring a 2nd and 2. I remind you, he's the smallest of the 3 Cochran boys, or 4, right? Because you got younger tags still coming up. And what we've come to expect with the Cochran boys,
hard running.
There's a lot of fight in that dog.
Hard running.
Cochran again, and he's going to slice his way up across the 5. Touchdown Dragons. 24-yard touchdown run by Alex Cochran.
Go for 2 here. In the first half, it will send out the kick team. Right now, 48-0 Dragons for the kick. 49 seconds left in the first half.
Here's Zari back to kick it. Kick is up. Kick is good, and that'll make it 49-0. All Dragons. A little shout out to Anna James and Wells watching from Nashville, Tennessee. And a special thank you to Coach Gumby, James Gumbert, with some of the updated local scores. Cedar Park trailing Rouse 14-11. It's Leander up over Glenn 14-13. Midway was 17-13 over Shoemaker, and All Weiss over Cedar Creek 34-0.
Well, 49 seconds left before the half. You've got Manor receiving another kickoff here. Bob, if you're Manor's coach, what are you telling your players at halftime?
You got to get small victories, right? You've got to just win at the point of contact. I'm talking to my offense and defensive line. And at this point, I mean, you've just gotten your butt handed to you. So at this one, I just want to get a little bit of momentum. Last night, we watched the Manor freshmen, right? We're down 26-0 at the start of the fourth quarter. Final score was 26-18. And it literally came down to about 2 minutes left in the game before we recovered a turnover to end the game to kind of seal it. So that you just want to get a little bit of a fight, create a little bit of momentum. And kind of a gang, you got 44-32, but the mainly 33 for the Dragons on the tackle. So that's going to be Zayden Johnson, Hunter Wyndham, all in on that tackle. You got to get small victories, I'm thinking, right? As a coach, I've got to get some momentum. We've been torched by the pass.
Yeah.
So don't give up the big play. Finish your tackles, right? We've had a lot of yards after contact for our Dragon receivers. And just try to cut this deficit a little bit. That's my thinking at this point.
Well, I think also you can't play desperate. When you play desperate, you try to do too much. When you try to do too much, you don't do your job. You're trying to do everyone else's. I think you've got to kind of reset and go, hey, do your job each play.
Peyton Johnson snuffs that one out in the backfield, and he's doing the big man dance. And the referee's going to tell him, knock it off.
I believe that's called the Sexy Dexy.
The Sexy Dexy by Peyton Johnson. Hey, you hit a guy 2 yards in the backfield like that, you're allowed to do the Sexy Dexy.
I don't know if you're ever allowed to do that, Bob. I thought you were going to do it earlier when we finally got the cameras to work before the game, though.
I'll tell you what, Peyton Johnson looked a whole lot better than I would doing the Sexy Dexy.
The half, the 49-0 Dragons at half, all Dragons.
We are, due to the technical difficulties, it's been a bit of a nightmare tonight. We're going to try to avoid some commercials. We've got a mic out the window. We're going to see if we can pick up the band for you, and we'll leave the cameras running, and we'll be back for the second half action.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we present to you the award-winning Manor High Steppers Dance Team. The 25-26 Manor High Steppers Dance Team officers are Junior Lieutenant Sophie Dow, Senior Lieutenant Alejandra Rojas, Captain Sanaya Rowe. The High Steppers are under the direction of Mrs. Monisha Washington. The High Steppers are sponsored by Frontier Bank and My Dental. The spirit girl of the week is Nayeli Alvarez. The officer of the week is Sophie Dow. The high stepper of the week is Jordan Hill. Tonight, the high steppers will be dancing a field streamer to Great Balls of Fire. Please welcome to the field for their halftime performance, the Manor Mustang Band. Drum majors of the Manor Mustang Band are Vanessa Kamara, Adine Jessica Wevo, and Edgar Gonzalez. The woodwind member of the week is Brenna Adams. The brass member of the week is Jonathan Garcia Lopez. Percussion member of the week is Felipe Resendez Jaime. The guard member of the week is Layla Dorsey. And the section of the week are the color guard. Humanity constantly searches for lights in the darkness to guide our way. For your halftime entertainment, Manor Mustang Band is proud to present the opening selection from our 2025 fall production, Beacons. Ladies and gentlemen, the Manor Mustang Band. The directors of the Manor Mustang Band are Andrew Quinn, Ralph Para, Tyler Hamilton, and Carlos Soto. The Manor Mustang Band wishes the Round Rock Dragon Band and Color Guard the best of luck throughout their marching season this fall. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now forming on the east sideline of Dragon Stadium for your entertainment tonight, the Round Rock High School is proud to present the award-winning Dragon Band and Dragonettes. Throughout their storied history, the Dragon Band and Dragonettes have entertained audiences around the world and have competed at the highest levels of our nation's programs, earning countless awards and victories. And now, celebrating another fabulous year of pride and precision, we present the Round Rock High School Dragonettes. The Dragonettes are led on the field by Social Officer Sammy Watson, Social Officer Jessica Tan, Vice President Madison Lovett, and President Haley Stonestreet. The Dragonettes dance officers are Major Ginger Snow, Major Abby Hamilton, Lieutenant Colonel Kiana Harting, and Colonel Molly Firth. Congratulations to the Spirit Girl of the Week, Kendall Vasek. Congratulations to the Officer's Choice of the Week, Scout Esparza. And congratulations to the Dragonette of the Week, Sarah Ben Simon. Tonight, the Dragonettes will be performing a prom routine choreographed by the dance officers to Talk to Me, Dance with Me. The Dragonettes are under the direction of Corey Loper and Stasny Hayes. Managers are Ansley Farrell and Kendall Vasek. The Dragonettes would like to say a great big thank you to all of our sponsors this year. We appreciate your continued support of our organization and investment in our community. Thank you to our platinum sponsors, Round Rock Dentists and Orthodontics, Civil and Environmental Consultants, Inc., Avery Ranch Dance and Music, and Abel Schillinger, LLP. It's halftime, and that means showtime. Under the direction of David Mobley, the Dragon Band is proud to represent Round Rock High School, its students, staff, and community with spirit, tradition, and excellence. Annually recognized as one of the premier bands in the country, Dragon Band, parents and fans, please welcome your band to the field. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Outstanding junior varsity marchers of the week are Rhett Barker, Manu Ganta, and Aaron Alex. Outstanding varsity marchers of the week are Will Fitzmaurice, Julia Lou, Adarsh Naveen and Minnie Ravisha. Outstanding Region Etude performers of the week are Sahana, Carthinkian, Kyle Cox, Jaden Meeks, Raghav Dagalu, Ryan Derby, Ridan Rashwani, and Matto Myers. Tonight, the Dragon Band Junior Varsity will present their 2025 show entitled Rhythm Works. Ladies and gentlemen, the Round Rock High School Dragon Band.
And from the Via 313 booth high above Dragon Stadium, Bob Slocum, Justin DePriest, Hank Oppel on the call tonight. And it's been all Dragons all night long, 49-0 on this one. Looking across some of the stats and some of the highlights from a passing, Dove Stickler, 10 for 11 for 263 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Brady Cochran, 1 pass, 1 completion, lefty at that for 54-yard touchdown. And receiving-wise, Dylan Yeager leading the pack with 4 receptions, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Carson Griffin with 2 receptions for 107 yards and a touchdown. And Daniel Berry, 5 catches, 98 yards, and 1 touchdown. As for the stats across the board, Manor has 5 first downs to Round Rock's 14. For rushing yards, Manor 20 carries for 31 yards. Round Rock has 10 carries for 110. Passing yards, 38 for Manor, 317 for your Round Rock Dragons. Completion attempts, TDs to interceptions. Manor is 5 for 12, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Round Rock 11 of 12 for 4 touchdowns. Dove Stickler, like I mentioned, what a night, 10 of 11, 263 yards and 3 touchdowns. Time of possession, that's another one worth looking at. 18 minutes, 48 seconds. That can't be right. So the time I have here, actually it is. 18 minutes and 48 minutes time of possession, Justin, to Round Rock's 5 minutes and 12 seconds. What would you think the score would be? I would expect it 49-0 the other way.
Yeah, it's just the quick strikes. Round Rock's been able to manufacture points really quickly, and that's just, it's funny. You go through stats, and one thing that they teach you in business, if you're an operator, which I came out of operations, is the numbers tell a story, but there's a story behind the numbers. And really the story behind the numbers is the fact that Dragons are striking quickly. It feels like the offense for Manor just continues to stall out. And you said 5 first downs, I think, in the first half. Mm-hmm. They just can't sustain a drive. The defense is just too much for them. And Dragons are coming back and moving the ball at will.
Penalty yards is also a big thing tonight. Believe it or not, Round Rock has 0 penalties tonight. 6 for 36 yards for the Manor Mustangs. And we definitely have to take a moment. We've had listeners all over, but I think this is the first time we've ever had a listener tuning in from Kuwait. So I believe it's Angelica. Thank you for tuning in. I know we've had 1 or 2 from India, but now getting somebody in from Kuwait. Proud nephew to number 73 on the Dragons. I believe that's Caleb Castaneda.
Sophomore offensive lineman that kicks off.
And this one's going to be returned in the end zone, and they're going to let it bounce.
2 new returnmen, number 19, Ryan Llewellyn, accompanied with Dylan Harper.
Yep, Ryan Llewellyn, the senior.
Really a good kick as far as the kickoff. That one landed in the end zone by number 1. He's the player that they tried the 41-yard field goal with. And if he would have put the same foot into that one, that easily would have been good.
And it is going to be the senior Duarte. Running back will be Alex Cochran. Alex Cochran. Handoff goes to Alex Cochran, and he's hit immediately, but still driving his leg, good for 5 yards. He'll make it out to the 30-yard line. That'll be a 2nd down and 5 for the Dragons.
Like we got a Manor player down. This looks like a cramping situation here, and this is what we're afraid of. We talked about this earlier, not having a whole lot of depth. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Hank, you've probably seen that a few times in your career. It's that cramping posture where you're trying to get that hamstring straightened out and loosen up.
It happens on warm nights like tonight or when you're our age, Justin. And it always seems to happen about 2:30 in the morning. And we're yelling like a banshee.
Bob, don't put me into your category. I think you've got a few years on me, just to be clear. But yeah, I've had a few cramps.
Yeah, I think the only cramps I've sustained have been on a field play.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you have a lot to look forward to, Hank.
It doesn't get any better.
I mean,
Alex Cochran in the game. You also have Llewellyn.
Really tight
Duarte at
here.
quarterback.
Big monumental shift here.
Handoff goes Cochran off the left tackle. Oh, he cuts it back up the middle and slashes his way for about 13 on the carry. That'll be enough for another Dragon first down.
When it comes to Wagus and number 87, don't have a number 87 on this roster for us here. Yeah.
I'll see if I can catch a back tag on his.
I didn't see any name on the back.
So he's probably one of the JV Maroon boys called up.
Love it. Love to see these guys getting some reps here.
And if you're listening and you know who 87 is, throw it in the chat, please. High snap. Pulled down Serratus, and he's going to bull his way ahead.
8 yards. Second and 2 for the Dragons.
9:32. Clock is running.
I've been informed that it is a rolling clock throughout this second half.
So that means even on out of bounds, incomplete pass.
Yeah, they're just going to run it.
The only time the clock is stopped is for
2-minute timeout, maybe?
Well played.
What happens if Bob catches a cramp up here in the booth, Hank? Will we stop the clock then?
No, I'll run down to the lower box. Hey, we got stopped.
Serratus carries again.
Get him some pickle juice.
We need some Metamucil and pickle juice for Bob up here.
On the affected area. Shaq will show up. Looks like this is kind of funny. Jack Opple down there, play caller, along with Coach O'Keefe and Peyton.
You and Jack kind of a similar hairstyle right now.
Oh, I look way better than he does.
Handoff up the middle. Oh, Cochran.
A lot of fight in these Cochran boys. It's hard to bring him down.
You know, this Manor team just looks tired coming out. I was informed that there were 30 players on the entire Manor team, and that, I mean, you're just going to get tired. You got guys playing both ways. They just look exhausted.
You know, it's a little heartbreaking because they are athletes, right? They are some good athletes out here. Oh, and there goes Alex Cochran. He's to the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons.
55-0 before the kick for the Dragons here.
28-yard touchdown run for the senior, Alex Cochran. And number 87, thank you for that, Patty. It's 87 is a sophomore. We were right. Jake Powell.
You know, we saw a lot of sophomores, and we're going to continue to see some more in the game here. Hank and Bob, what I like to see from that is we're still not seeing any. We didn't see any penalties. No one offsides. No one out of formation here. I say that, and then we're having a substitution issue here. But luckily, we're going to get in before the play clock runs out. But some of these young players, a lot of times when you see them subbing in, you'll start to get some of these penalties where their nerves are kind of getting the best of them, but they're coming in and settling in well. That was a great drive. And now it's 56-0 Dragons over the Mustangs.
All Dragons tonight. I think that really the first drive that Manor had was the only drive that really had any effect or any threatening motions to the Dragons. We'll see how they do coming out of the half, too. They've got anything schemed up to get themselves some momentum, maybe just some mental wins for Manor Mustangs.
Well, again, we talked about this right at halftime, Bob. It's as the coach, you just want to say, don't try to do too much. Just do your job and do it well. Do it the best you can. That's all you can control. If you start playing desperate, is when you really things kind of can get even more out of hand. Is saying that when it's 56-0, but you don't want to add insult to injury here.
As for the scoring, Round Rock would put 13 up in the first quarter, 36 in the second quarter. In the first quarter, Dylan Yeager, 80-yard pass from Dove Stickler with a field goal. Then it was Yeager, 8-yard pass, which was really set up by a 53-yard pass to Carson Griffin, but it would be Dylan Yeager with the 8-yard slant touchdown by Stickler. Then it was Brady Cochran, 4-yard rushing touchdown. Then it was Carson Griffin, 54-yard pass from Brady Cochran. It was Ryan Serwaitis on a 6-yard run, Daniel Berry on a 41-yard pass, really amazing spinning out of both tackles, and Alex Cochran with a 24-yard run. And then this quarter started off with a 28-yard run by Alex Cochran for his second touchdown of the night. Fair catch, and now I know it's actually taken back.
Same thing as a touchback. They're going to take it at the 25. They're going to take the field position to see if the Dragons kickoff team has been really good at pitting them back inside the 20. Usually they've been getting it out to the 15 or 16 outside of one return. So taking it at the 25, give them a little breathing room and see what they can do here with the offense. That was Adam Ferguson kicking off for the Dragons. A great kickoff.
Lots of new faces here on the defense. Aiden Beard coming in as your field corner. Let's see if we see anybody else out there that makes a move.
And a shout out to Adam Ferguson's grandparents. I know they're regular listeners. Play action, ball is up. It's got an open receiver.
Was he
He catches it. They're going to call it a catch, and he stepped out of bounds.
I'm kind of glad he stepped out of bounds because he had that sideline
wide open. He was off to the races, but steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
That might be their biggest gain of the game so far.
Short side of the 50.
And off number 6.
5 spins out of it, comes back the other way. He's got blockers in front of him. Across the 40, across the take.
Down by number 21, Aiden Beard, the opposite side corner.
You know, we're talking about now we got Aiden Beard in the game. A lot of these men are getting opportunities, these young men, right? And we talk about this all the time, right? Make the most of the opportunities that you get. Put something on tape. And, good for Manor. Their goal right now is to get something on tape that they can build upon.
Yeah, just to put some positive things on tape, some positive plays, so it's not all too bad when they go into the film room.
Handed to House, up the middle, fights his way across the 30.
Off number 22 from here.
Kyrian House.
Sophomore running back.
Hats off to Beard 2 plays ago. We talked about him, the running back there for Manor reversing the field. I mean, that's why you do pursuit drills at football practice where you're learning angles and cutting off. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, I'm not sure that he's not going to the house.
Ellis King in at right end here. Back to pass. Quickly shuffled out to 21, and he's going to drop his shoulder enough for a first down.
That's a big old receiver right there. And he's excited. He's doing kicks.
It's 21, Caden Sane with the tight end with the reception.
Number 44 for the Dragons on the tackle, Jack Seaton Sr.
Terry in motion again. Huff. Handoff. Goes to number 5. Sorry, that's Terry with the ball, and he's going to drop his shoulder inside the 5. Finally taken down at the 3-yard line. First and goal for the Manor.
This is the best drive they put together, kind of changing up the look. A lot of jet sweep. They really like to bring one of those receivers or the backs in motion and hand it to him across the formation. It seems to be working here coming off tackle.
41 seconds left in this quarter.
That running clock makes a big difference.
Even when there's a fair catch, that clock is running.
Both Andre. Oh, handoff goes Terry. Tripped up.
Ryder Sledge in the backfield, number 42.
Second and goal. Ball's on the 2-yard line. 1-yard gain on the carry. Handoff goes Terry again, and he's stuffed in the backfield, and it's Ryder Sledge, right?
I believe it's Ryder Sledge again.
Ryder Sledge, number 42, with the tackle.
That'll be the end of the third.
Looks like the lineman just got stood up there, and Ryder was able to reach in and go ahead and get the tackle. We're in the end of the third quarter here. It's still 56-0 Dragons.
And we'll be back in a minute.
Tonight's coverage of Round Rock Dragons football is brought to you by Hughes Insurance Group, your local, independent insurance broker. Whether it's auto, home, commercial, or life insurance, Hughes works with dozens of top-rated companies to find you the perfect fit at the best price. No gimmicks, just real coverage tailored to you. Protect what matters most. Call Hughes Insurance Group today and score big.
To all of our sponsors, our touchdown sponsor, River Rock Landscapes. All Dragon touchdowns are brought to you by River Rock Landscapes. And the fourth quarter brought to you by Hughes Insurance Group.
It's been a lot of landscaping done tonight by the Dragons, Bob.
You failed on that one. Nice.
Cutting grass and taking names, Hank.
Handoff goes Terry, and he's drilled in the backfield. Well, I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be number 1 in on the tackle.
Fourth down here is
Ellis King is in on the tackle, as is Isaiah Armador, senior.
I'll bring up a 4th and goal for the Manor Mustangs.
And they're going to go for it.
I mean, why not?
You got nothing to lose at this point. Just put some points on the board.
Going for broke. 4th and 4.
It's going to be a pass. Quarterback rolls to his right, puts it up, and through the hands. Had the catch. Number 6, Jalen Phoenix, had the ball in his hands for the touchdown and just didn't pull it in.
This Dragon defense makes another great stop in the red zone.
Again, you didn't get the touchdown, but you still at least put something on tape tomorrow to build upon. Shout out to Dan Cornelius in Leander, good friend of mine listening. He just texted me and asked me if this was a practice game.
It is not a practice game.
So we think of it in district play.
I just wish Gene Bleakney was listening because he's a Vandergrift parent. And we're looking forward to seeing them in November. Here at Dragon Stadium. Handoff. Oh, he's got some running room across the... Oh, Juke's a runner across the 20.
It was Garrett Gillen on the carry, number 45.
Love it. Garrett Gillen rips off a big run. Takes it, where were they, the 4-yard line? The 2-yard line? Takes it out to the 32, 30 yards on the carry.
one thing about the Dragon running backs is you get them out in space, they're looking for contact. They're going to stiff arm you. They're going to put their head down and try and make you stop them. They're not running out of bounds.
Garrett Gillen with 30 yards on that carry. Last week, 4 carries, 64 yards last game.
Showing blitz here.
Toss the 16. Looking for a seam. Jukes a couple of people and wrestled out of bounds by number 55. Number 16 for the Dragons, Isaiah Stotts on the carry, the senior. Alex Cochran back in the game at running back.
It's like a loss of 1 on the play. That might be one of the Dragons' only negative plays so far for the entire game.
Oh, I got to give another shout out. I got another buddy listening, Shannon Reeves. The old houseboat crew.
Bob, I didn't know you had that many friends.
I think I named them all. And it's Alex Cochran, number 4, in on the tackle. But not before Cochran picks up 3 yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 from the 35-yard line for the Dragons. Bob Slocum with Game Time Broadcasting on the call tonight with Hank Oppel and Justin the Priest. This one's been all Dragons, 56-0. We've moved to a running clock here in the 4th quarter. Duarte in at quarterback.
Mustangs showing pressure at the top of the screen.
Pass away. 87 with the catch and driven out of bounds by number, looks like 17, but it was 87. Jake Powell, the sophomore, with the reception.
Good to see some guys getting some reps in there. That was a really well-run play. Good timing on that. Well done.
I don't think they're sending out the punt team here.
4th and 1. Dragons eating a little bit of clock here. They maybe run it down and call timeout. Give their punter some work is what I'm
Tell you what, I like what I'm saying with Jake Powell, the sophomore. They need to get a nameplate on that young man's back.
Yeah, he's done a great job in there blocking. Couple good receptions.
See, that's the thing we don't talk enough about, right? The blocking, what you see behind the plays.
Yeah, those guys, and Hank will tell you as a defense, I'm a former defensive back myself. Is coverage is a big part of it when you're defensive back, but also being able to shed blocks when those receivers come out and stalk block you. But those you get a runner out the second level, a receiver that can block is your best friend.
Hey, one thing I told Hank last night, but I didn't tell Justin, we got to start giving a player of the game. So we got to agree up here. I think I know who my vote's going to go for. You don't throw one incomplete pass the entire night. You don't start a game with, what was it, an 80-yard, did they say, touchdown to Dylan Yeager?
Sure. I mean, you could make an argument for a Cochran boy, too. I mean, running touchdown and a passing touchdown.
And passing lefty.
Passing lefty, yeah.
So they will send out the punt team. Adam Ferguson, a little shout-out to his grandparents listening. I know Margaret's listening and in the chat active. We love that. Thank you. And the punt's away.
Good roll.
There's a flag in the backfield. They did hit the punter.
Oh, you hate that for Manor. I mean, yeah, that's not how you wanted to go.
But back to our star player, I think I'm going to go with Peyton Johnson, the sophomore defensive tackle. I think he had 2 or 3 tackles for loss, and he's been all over the field tonight. I mean, he tracked down that one guy in that screen, and I've just been really impressed with that sophomore all night.
I wonder what Coach Moore is going to say here.
Probably.
Is he going to just decline it, because it was more of a running into the punter.
Looks like I think they're going to take it. I do see some offensive player getting a huddle.
Or is he going to just say, hey, I want to get my offense a couple more reps? Really, I mean, he gets to choose. Do I want my defense to get a few reps here, or do I want to keep my offense on the field? Because it was 4th and 1.
7:50 left. I think you get some more backups in and stuff, some third strings in here and offense. And if they score, the defense will go out regardless. And if not, the defense will go out regardless. So who knows?
Yeah, it looks like Dragons will keep the offense. Go ahead and take the penalty. Keep the offense out on the field.
Out there playing quarterback.
And
He's had himself quite a night. I mean, we could go Dylan Yeager. Handoff goes Cochran. Oh,
like a horse collar.
That looked like a horse collar to me. Tackle that to 49.
Number 21, also the tight end for Manor.
He's wanting to come out after that. Yeah, he definitely got the back of the jersey. He got up grabbing his neck. He's still kind of rubbing his neck on the sideline after that.
And a shout out to Scott McLeod, baseball alumni. We'll get him on the broadcast for a few baseball games. Handoff off to 45 and 17 on the tackle. That's going to be Samaj Gordon, the junior defensive back.
You know, a tough.
But that's going to 11-yard run. That's going to be another Dragon first down.
Tough part of the game here for Manor. You know, you see the depth that Round Rock brings to the table here. They got an injury timeout, so they are stopping the clock. But you see all these new faces out there on the field for the Dragons. This is the same group that's been out there pretty much all the game for Manor. This is tough sledding for them this late in the game, seeing this many people with fresh legs come out. Just makes it hard to keep up with them.
Let's give a couple of scores around the area. Thanks to James Gumbert or Coach Gumby. Anytime you're an Olympic coach, you got to give him a shout out.
For sure.
And he's a big part in us getting this broadcast off the ground. We'll wait till after the play. We'll give some local score updates. Garrett Gillen, the running back. I stand corrected. Alec. It is Serwatis, 25. Who gives their running backs 25, 26, and 27? We're 40 feet above the stands here. Let's get old man eyes up there.
His eyes are catching cramps trying to figure out whose names these players are.
Second down and 11.
He's got pickle juice and eyedropper. He's putting them in his eyes.
Serwatis still in the game. Duarte in at quarterback. Handoff goes Serwatis. Cuts it outside. He's off to the races. Across the 20 to the 10. Touchdown, Dragons. And that's a 44-yard touchdown run by Ryan Serwatis.
So, Hank, one of the lesser kind of tracked stats here, but we talk about penalties. I mean, we've come out some games when the Dragons have had a lot of penalties, showing a lot of poise and discipline, even late in the game when you've got a lot of younger and underclassmen playing. No offsides, no missed formations. I mean, all the things that you really come to expect as a kick goes up, and it's good, 63-0. Dragons at all levels right now showing a lot of discipline. It's really good to see, clicking on all cylinders. This right in the heart of the schedule here.
When we talk about the be real, right? The brotherhood, relentless effort, and above the line, right? And the above the line, right now, this is kind of a trap, right? We got 5 minutes, 9 seconds left in a 63-0, okay? some players can get a little chippy, right? Especially when you're down. So part of being a Dragon and the whole culture that Cody Moore has built here is don't take the bait, right? Don't take the bait here. Don't get baited into doing something stupid, committing a stupid penalty.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, you're beating a team 63-0. If they're saying something, I mean, you just walk away and laugh at that point. It's not a big deal. You've got the game won. There's no point in harming the team's image by doing that kind of thing. And that's always been instilled from the moment you get in the program as a freshman. It's be classy. You gotta have some class when you play, even when you're losing. And this game has just gone the Dragons' way. 63-0, but it doesn't change our demeanor and how we act. We get excited when we score, of course, but we're not going to demean anybody, and we're definitely not going to take the bait.
Kick is away. And this one is going to be fielded out of bounds. It's going to draw the flag. And while they sort it out, set the ball up, let's go through some local scores. It's Cedar Park over Rouse, 33-28. Cedar Ridge trails Stony Point, 28-13. It's Leander and Glenn all tied up at 21. Midway pulling ahead 52-25 over Shoemaker. That's a little bit of a surprise. McNeil beating Vandergrift right now, 14-0.
Wow.
Round Rock now up 63-0. Cedar Creek trailing Weiss 61-0.
McNeil's score is a little surprising to me.
Very surprising.
We'll see how that ends up. Of course, we're a little bit ahead of everyone else because we've been having a running clock in the second half, so there's still a lot of time left in those games.
Handoff goes to 5. Terry off the left end. And driven out of bounds. It's going to be 23 for the Dragons on the tackle. Earl Crenshaw. Great pursuit and tackle by Crenshaw.
Number 91 checking in for the Dragons, Maddox Logue, senior defensive lineman.
We talk about, you called out Peyton Johnson. We don't give these defensive players, at least you get a sack, like Cody Moore called out in our coaches meeting this week. It's going to be House on the carry. He's wrapped up immediately, 52-32 for the Dragons. That's going to be Brandon Nicewander and 32, Hunter Wyndham combined on the tackle. But that's not before Manor gains the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Clock is running. We're at 3 minutes, 50 seconds. All Dragons tonight, 63-0.
44, Jack Seaton, linebacker, senior linebacker, checking in for the Dragons.
That ball's fumbled, and it's going to be a Dragon football. Oh.
I think the Dragon got on top of it.
Yep. Dragons first down, the 44.
It is. It's going to be number 41 for the Dragons. Josh Porter.
Senior defensive back coming in with a turnover here late in the fourth quarter. 63-0 Dragons right now over Manor and have just collected the ball back. Manor just not able to put anything together here.
So we do have a score update of the Vandergrift-McNeil game. 14 Vandergrift, 17 McNeil in the fourth quarter. Don't know how much time's left. Wow.
17-14. Wow. So it is McNeil leading.
That would be a huge district upset. That would be a crazy district upset right there. Vanderbilt hasn't lost a regular season district game since I think we beat them my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that long ago. If it was Bob's sophomore year, it would have been before color TV, I think.
Hey, I started watching Monday Night Football on a 13-inch black and white TV.
Did you have aluminum foil on the bunny ears so you could get better reception?
But there was a time I was the remote. And they're going to take the victory, Neil.
And that's when
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, Hank. We actually turned a dial. We drove a stick shift car. We used a rotary phone.
That's when TVs were heavy too. They weren't as light as they are now. You couldn't carry them up these stairs, that's for sure.
You know, my oldest son, who is Hank's age, right, graduated together. He says all the time, "Dad, I wish I grew up in your time. It was a lot more fun." No technology, very limited technology. I remember my dad brought home our first VCR when I was real little.
Was it a beta or VHS?
VHS. We were VHS.
Okay.
We were ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Hey, when Melissa and I first got married, we would go to Blockbuster and rent movies. And depending what they had in stock, depended what we were watching that night.
Yeah. And they
you
charge
had
you
to
$1.
rewind it.
Yeah.
You
You
had
better
to
rewind
rewind.
it. They're going to charge you $1. Dragons in victory formation, taking a couple knees here, just burning some clock.
You know, the other side we talked about, you know, and they did have one nice drive this half for Manor. They got some things on tape. But the other side of the coin, Justin, you know, the big question is, what if you're Round Rock? And I think the number one thing is, let's get out of here unhurt.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things where you've come in and done what you've needed. You've definitely accomplished the mission early on.
We're going to hit the 2-minute warning.
Thank you. Thank you. We're not letting your generation change that on us, Hank. We're just saying right now. And Ray tuning in from El Paso. Adam Ferguson. I think between him, I know Dylan Yeager's got a bunch across Minnesota and Wisconsin that tune in. And they watched him put on a show earlier.
Yeah, Adam Ferguson bringing the viewers. And he's had a big game in response.
And thanks to sponsors like Hughes Insurance Group that enable us to bring you this free broadcast. Click the subscribe and like button. We're going to bring you every varsity game and all home sub-varsity games. Get to watch Dylan Yeager's little brother the other night, who I still think has the coolest name, Kingston.
Be fourth and super long for the Dragons. They've got it like 4th and 20 or something. Let's let the clock wind down. Should be under a minute here soon, but I'm minute 10 right now.
Bob, you might make it in home at time to watch Matlock tonight.
What's Matlock?
Yeah, right. Jim Smith from San Jose, California, Grandpa, to Mark Marino is watching.
San Jose. I mean, we have Kuwait listening. You stay up that early in the morning?
It says 4:00 there in Kuwait, watching Dragon football.
Love it.
I'm out Dragons.
Well, when you talk about a school that was established, and I know this is an ant, but you also talk about our alumni. You know, we mentioned earlier Scott McLeod listening. You talk about a school that opened in, 1913?
Mm-hmm.
But I encourage you, go out to this YouTube channel, Game Time Broadcasting. This morning, great interviews with two juniors, Cooper Martinez and Dylan Yeager.
Two great young men.
You know, that's the funnest part of this broadcasting, when we get to go do things like that. You really get to know them, see the other side of them.
Hard workers, very disciplined, and that's one thing that sports do for these young men is really give them the discipline and drive, and it really brings out some incredible qualities. It's just great to see it, one, in their personal lives, but also to see it manifest out here on the football field. Got number 28, Adam Ferguson, which, again, carrying bringing a lot of viewers to the broadcast, getting ready to kick off, punt for the last time here.
He hasn't had to punt very much tonight.
No, he hasn't. Again, just letting the clock wind here. 9 seconds on the play clock and 12 seconds. They're going to snap it right before.
Kick is away. It's a beautiful punt. It's going to be field. Oh, it's muffed. It's muffed. That's a live football. Rolls out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
As time expires.
And that is a pretty fitting conclusion to this. But let's talk a little bit on the stats. And you know what, Hank? Why don't we do an offense and a defensive player of the game? I think that's fair. And we could even go special teams, but we didn't really plan that one out. So we're going to ignore that one tonight. But I'm going to wait for a second. I'll get the second half stats sent up here in a minute. But again, joining us in the first quarter, Round Rock would put up 13 points. Scoring came on the very first offensive play for the Round Rock Dragons. It was Dylan Yeager on an 80-yard pass from Dove Stickler.
First play off line of scrimmage.
First play in the line of scrimmage. Yeah, first offensive play for Round Rock. Then it was Yeager on an 8-yard pass from Stickler. That pass was set up by a 53-yard pass to Carson Griffin. Oh, yeah, we got to give a shout-out to Cooper Martinez, right? Great interview this morning, and we found out his nickname is Coop Dupe. So we're going to stick with that one rolling forward. All right. Then in the second quarter, Round Rock would put up 36 points. That would come from Brady Cochran on a 4-yard rush. Then it was Carson Griffin, 54-yard pass from Brady Cochran for the touchdown. Then Ryan Serwatis on a 6-yard run. Daniel Berry on a 41-yard pass from Stickler. And Alex Cochran would then tack on a 24-yard run. We came out to the third quarter with a running clock, and the Dragons would tack on 2 additional touchdowns. One was a 28-yard run by Alex Cochran, and I believe the other one was a 44-yard rush by Ryan Serwatis for the last touchdown.
Ooh, I think McNeil just beat Vandergrift.
Oh,
McNeil picked off Vandergrift on a 4th and short.
Gene Bleakley's not going to be happy with this one. Vandergrift.
I don't know how much time's left. They are celebrating very heavily over here on the. This is a live feed, we think, so don't know how late it is, but they seem to be celebrating, and I think it's still 14-17 McNeil. Sorry for the interruption.
No, listen. That's what we want. We want scores and updates.
Matchup, right? That's a big. If Vandergrift loses this game, that causes a lot of shifts in this district ranking right now. You see Round Rock jump up a spot or two because we do have the head-to-head win against McNeil.
Yeah. You know, we talked about this with Coach Moore, and what really impressed me, right? And it's the same thing we see in baseball. You have multiple seasons, right? You have your scrimmages. It's now been reduced to a single scrimmage. Then you get into a couple of games, which are really warm-up games, and they were really good teams. Shoemaker and Temple. Again, Temple, we got beat on 5 pass plays. There were 5 go routes.
This is the first time Vandergrift has been beaten at their home stadium in over 4 years. McNeil is now kneeling out the ball. Looks like this one's going to end 14-17. McNeil.
Wow.
It's a major upset.
I believe it's a revenge game. The old defensive coordinator at Vandergrift is now the head coach at McNeil, who was a defensive coordinator under, I believe, Drew Sanders is their head coach. So this will have big also state ranking implications because they are the defending state champions at the 6A Division II level. And they have now lost their second game. Their first one was to Dripping Springs, who was a great 6A power program in that 26-6A death trap of a district with Egg Travis, Wesley. Yep, 14-17 McNeil. Final score. Wow.
I mean, that's why we watch the games. What a game that was, 17-14.
Wow.
And McNeil going to a hostile environment and pulling off the win. That's huge.
Yeah. Well, so Round Rock, again, we lose 2 tight ones, so we get into district play, right? And there's multiple seasons inside of a season. You got the scrimmages, then you had non-district play, then you get into district play. And as you've mentioned before, Hank, right, top 4 teams get in. So you got to get into, Bill Parcells used to say, you got to get into the dance, right? Round Rock should have beat Vista Ridge. They had them until 1:36 left in the game.
And this Vista Ridge team also gave Vandergrift a run for their money. On Vandergrift, that score was 17-10, and from what I heard, that the score didn't tell all that story. There was tons of penalties and tons of things that just didn't go Vista Ridge's way, like it did at the end of the Round Rock Vista Ridge game. So who really knows? And so now we're hitting that second, third-ish part of the season within this season. That's that final stretch of district games to really decide who your 4 playoff teams are and contenders are. And this is where games matter.
Well, it's shaping up to be an exciting season, last part of this.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you look and go back, listen to the coaches' interviews that we still have posted, right? Coach never wavered, right? He's like, hey, he does talk about they simplified the defense a little bit, but look at the number of players that we've had substitute, right? We had a new right tackle, and we didn't miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
You tonight we just saw a revolving door. I think they went 3, maybe even 4 deep on defensive linemen coming in the game, and they were making plays just like the first string were.
If I'm Round Rock, I see nothing but hope and green grass for this team because this district is wide open, and I mean we just in offense everything clicked for us tonight. And after such a rough first start to the season with losing some tight games and also getting blown out one of those games, we're just firing on all cylinders now, and I expect Coach Moore to keep this team also an even keel. You know, we're super high right now, but I know Coach Moore is going to get them back down. We're going to be nice and level, ready to go, week by week process.
And we already talked about we've got 3 freshmen, 2 JV teams, and the varsity, 326 young men in the program. You start dominating the way we are, offense, defense, special teams, you're going to end up driving more kids to want to play. Tonight was middle school night, so all these middle schoolers, I have one, you've got a younger brother playing middle school, they're coming out here watching this, and what do you think they're doing? They're dreaming of getting out here one day being a Dragon.
100%.
We let's just jump ahead. I'm waiting for stats, but let's just go ahead. Who do you got offensive player of the game?
I'm
So-
going to give some love to Dylan Yeager. I mean, we talked about him a lot, and we were talking about Dove a lot the past 2 weeks. And Dove did a great job, an amazing job. He went, what? 11, or what was his total?
Well, first half was 10 of 11 for 263 yards and 3 touchdowns.
So it was, yeah, I mean, he amazing. But, I mean, without Dylan Yeager back there, he's such a presence on the outside, and teams look at him as such a presence like that. They're game planning for him, and for him to go out and still produce with the numbers and the way he does things, it's remarkable. And I'm gonna give him my offensive player.
What about you, Justin? What do you think on offense?
I'm going to go running game. I'm going to go Suedas. Just hard running, downhill running, hard to bring down. Just when he gets the ball, he's explosive. At a game like this where we've seen, to your point, Bob, second and third string on the depth chart being able to rotate in. I mean, you could pick anybody. You could pick 4 or 5 different players because they all had what I would consider would be a game-changing stat line, whether it be passing, receiving, or running. But I just love the way he runs, and am always super impressed when he gets the ball.
I have a tough time with this, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, love Dylan Yeager. 4 catches, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. He set the tone, makes the big catch right out of the gate, takes it 80 yards for a touchdown. Okay? But I also, right on his heels, I got Carson, 2 catches, 107 Carson Griffin, right, set up one of those touchdowns on the 53-yard catch, but Carson 2 receptions, 107 yards and a touchdown. And then you got Daniel Berry, 5 catches. I think Berry had, between him and Cochran, on Brady Cochran, that is, on the play of the game, right? You had him on the post, hit by both safeties, and somehow manages to spin out of it and runs it in for a touchdown. So you could go any one of those 3. And then you look at Brady Cochran, only 5 carries, 35 yards, and a touchdown, but he also had 1 for 154 yards on the pass. Serwaitis, I love this kid. All right, he's a human wrecking ball. 3 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown, and that was just in the first half. Added a 44-yard touchdown in the second half. So it'd be hard to argue with you, Justin. But when a starter goes down and the next man comes up there and goes 18 for 21 for 324 in the first game, and then tonight, and I thought up until we got into this booth that Jack Oppel was going to be the starting quarterback, and Dove Stickler steps back in there tonight, 10 of 11, 263 yards, 3 TDs. The kid has 4 incomplete passes. He had an 87% completion rate the other night. I mean, if I had game balls, if I was John Madden giving out turkey legs or turducken legs, I'd give it to all of them, the names that we just called out. But I'm going to go Dove Stickler with the big night, 10 of 11, 263, 3 touchdowns. Defensive, I'm going to side with you, Peyton Johnson. He was all over the place, sacks.
I love it when the big boys up front get some love. I mean, when things go wrong, they're the first ones blamed, and when things go right, they're rarely ever mentioned. So I'm going to give it to Peyton Johnson. Just a high motor guy, a sophomore coming from Midland, coming to a completely different place of Texas, completely different style of football for random Texas, and he's outstanding. I mean, he's playing 6A football as a sophomore, and he's giving everybody hell. So we'll go with Peyton Johnson.
Absolutely. So I think what we're going to do next week, I'm going to try to stop saying absolutely. I said a lot less tonight, but absolutely going to stop that. But I think next week, you know what we do? Why don't we open up and let's let the chat vote as well on who gets player of the game.
That's a great idea.
With that being said, thank you for tuning in. We got the posse, my posse listening, Houseboat guys. We've got people in Kuwait, Adam Ferguson bringing the big crew. I know Dylan Yeager's got a lot of family in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Just a shout out, a thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in tonight with Game Time Broadcasting. This is Bob Slocum, Justin DePriest, and Hank Oppel. Till next week.